Story time. The Esoteric of Ravenwood Manor. In the small town of Ravenwood, nestled in the mountains, there was an old Victorian mansion that had stood abandoned for years. People whispered that the house was haunted, and no one dared to enter it. But one day, a man named Samuel decided to buy the house. Samuel was a man with a troubled past, and he hoped that the isolation of the mansion would help him find some peace. As soon as Samuel moved into the house, strange things started happening. Doors creaked open, footsteps echoed through the halls, and whispers could be heard in the dead of night. But Samuel wasn't afraid. He had always been drawn to macabre, and the presence of ghosts excited him. One night, as Samuel was reading in his study, he heard a knock at the door. When he opened it, he was surprised to see a ghostly figure standing right before him. The ghost introduced himself as Jacob, the former owner of the house, and welcomed Samuel to his home. At first, Samuel was hesitant to talk to Jacob, but as the nights passed, he found himself drawn to the ghost's company. They would sit together for hours, talking about their lives, their hopes, and their fears. Jacob was a complex character, haunted by the memories of his past. He has been a successful businessman in his lifetime, but his greed had led to his downfall. He had lost everything he had, including his family, and now he wandered the halls of his old home as a restless spirit. As Samuel got to know Jacob, he realized that the ghost was more than just a figment of his imagination. He seemed to be a real person with real feelings and emotions. And the more Samuel talked to him, the more he began to understand the complexity of his own emotions. One night, as Samuel and Jacob were sitting in his study, they heard another knock at the door. This time, it was a group of people from the town. They had heard about the haunted mansion and had come to investigate it. Samuel tried to explain that he was living there and that the ghosts were friendly, but the townspeople didn't believe him. As they tried to force their way into the house, Samuel and Jacob retreated to the attic. There, they were joined by two other ghosts, a husband and a wife who had died in the house many years ago. The couple, Emily and William, had been married for 50 years and had never left each other's side. They had been happy in life, and even in death, they remained devoted to each other. As the townspeople searched the house, Samuel and the ghosts watched from the attic window. They saw the fear and hatred in the people's eyes, and they knew that they would never be accepted in the world of the living. But in the house, they had found a sense of belonging. As the story draws to a close, Samuel and the friendly ghosts continue to reside in the mansion, forming a deep bond that goes beyond the realm of the living. Despite the harshness of the outside world, within the walls of the haunted house, they have found a home and a sense of belonging that cannot be found elsewhere. Together, they create a family, and they vow to protect their sanctuary from those who do not understand the beauty of their friendship. The mansion remains a sanctuary for all of them, a place where they can be themselves and where their differences are celebrated.